Eric Adams tells Tucker Carlson how Biden staff instructed him to be a good Democrat on immigration. This is crazy. I've never heard anyone speak to anyone else like that. Be a good Democrat. Be a good little boy, and go along and get along. Go ahead and allow your city to be invaded by illegal immigrants. Like this is crazy. I can't believe someone actually told him this. So we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna play a clip from Tucker Carlson. But before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button, share this out so we can get this information out there. Subscribe if you're not already a subscriber, and hit that alarm bell so you know when I'm putting out new stuff. Also, check out my link tree in the description. It has a link to my Patreon. That's where I talk about things that I can't talk about here. There's also a link to my Instagram and my X account, so follow me there as well. All right, so let's get into this news. Now, this comes from the Daily Caller, and they report that Democratic New York Mayor Eric Adams told Daily Caller News Foundation co-founder Tucker Carlson during a podcast episode Tuesday that former President Joe Biden and his staff allegedly told him to, quote, be a good Democrat when it came to handling illegal immigrants in the city. This is wild. In December 2023, Adams and other sanctuary city mayors pleaded with the Biden-Harris administration for help with the migrant crisis, as their cities had received thousands of migrants. On the Tucker Carlson interview, Carlson asked the Democratic mayor what some of the meetings with Biden and his administration were like, adding how Adams and state taxpayers were left to deal with illegal migrants who needed housing, food, and other aid. This is crazy. Let's just get to the clip here.
Targeted because of that.
So if we could just walk through and leave out the parts you can't talk about, of course, but this happens at the beginning of the Biden administration, which is close to the beginning of your administration. All these foreign nationals start showing up in New York. They have no money, they have no jobs, they have no place to stay, and you have to deal with them. And the taxpayers here have to deal with them. So you go to Washington. What were those meetings like?
Sharing with them that this was a problem.
Who did you speak to?
I spoke with Julie Chavez, is one of the personnel, Perez, another personnel. I spoke with the president himself. I spoke with the president first. Then the president came here to New York City. The governor and I sat down with the president, and I said, Mr. President, I'm not sure what they're telling you about this problem, but this is a terrible problem that's playing out on the ground, that we need to fix our border, and we need to just stop allowing people to come into the country with no destiny. We don't know what we're doing with them. And there was some that were coming here that were almost 6 months to a year, in some cases 2 years, without any work authorization. Like, what do you do with someone that cannot provide for themselves for that long period of time?
Well, what do you do?
We had to house them. We had to feed, clothe, house, educate 40,000 children, hold them into a shelter system, the complete package of what you would do for an adult that can't take care of themselves.
And so you tell the president and his aides this, and what do they say?
Basically, be a good Democrat, Eric.
Be a good Democrat?
That was the basic overall theme. One of his aides told me that, listen, this is like a goldstone. It'll pass.
Wow. Wow.
It's like a gallstone, it'll pass.
Yes. It'll hurt now, but it'll pass.
Well, you pee it out then.
Right?
You have to.
Well said. And then what many people didn't understand, because people believe that, okay, you're down 170,000. We were able to cycle out of our care. We still have about 52,000 that are in our care. And they say, well, okay, the damage is behind you. That is not true. We took $6.5 billion out of paying for chronically absent students. We could have paid $200 million for. We could have paid for housing, older adults. The long-term impact of what's happening to New York, Chicago, Denver, Los Angeles, Houston, the long-term impact has yet to materialize of what this crisis has done to our cities.
True.
So what do you think that damage looks like long-term?
It's a combination of things. We're facing, after COVID, we're dealing with a severe mental health issue. Just throughout the entire country. But specifically here in New York, we have a substantial number of chronically absent young people who were just traumatized from COVID and other things. And they just stopped coming to school. If I had $200 million that I can go out and go find those young people and place them back on the correct course, I'm preventing the long-term problem. If you don't educate, you're going to incarcerate. That's the common denominator in all of our prisons, the lack of education. I could have put hundreds of millions of dollars in what I'm doing around dyslexia screening and other learning disabilities. So those $6.5 million that I didn't put into housing, I did not put into senior care. We're getting ready to excuse medical debt for New Yorkers that are dealing with severe medical debt. All of these dollars could have gone into dealing with the long-term fixes that we were projecting to correct.
And did you tell the White House that?
Over and over again, over
Wow.
again, the impact of what these
And they didn't
dollars.
seem to care at all.
It appears to me that there was a bigger focus on the national election and not what it was doing to the cities. And we started to build a coalition of other mayors, because when I was standing alone talking about this, it appears as though that, well, Eric, why are you complaining and no one else is complaining? And then other mayors started to see what was happening in their cities. And I started meeting with the mayor of Chicago and Denver and other mayors and said, we have to be uniform around this issue.
It sounds like they treated you with contempt.
Right.
Again, I think they used the terminology, you were not being a good Democrat. I think that was their philosophy, that I was supposed to silently watch what happens to this city. And I love this city. This is a city that I gave my life to protect. And I was watching the erosion. We were getting almost 8,000 migrants and asylum seekers a week, 16,000 every 2 weeks. And we were being compelled by the Legal Aid Society to find them housing within a short period of time, until we had to go back to court and fight that this humanitarian crisis is not what is normally someone has the right to have shelter within the city. And
Yeah.
they were coming in 1, 2, 3 a.m. in the morning. It was a constant overturn.
I'm just confused by why that's the responsibility of the taxpayers, the citizenry of New York, and your responsibility. Someone
Right.
comes into our country illegally.
Right. It's not their responsibility. I mean, that it's just they told this man, be a good Democrat. Be a good Democrat. Be a good little boy and accept these illegals. They said, just like a gallstone, it will eventually pass. Like, what? These people are crazy. And they asked for 4 more years. Thank God Trump won. Thank God he won. But Adams went on to say that the city was expected to house migrants sometimes up to 2 years, questioning where the resources would come from. That is just crazy. In February 2024, Adams was seen appearing to call out migrant laws that were put in place as a result of being considered a sanctuary city. The mayor, however, have appeared to flip flop on the crisis as he cut aid to migrants by roughly a rough total of 30%, and imposed a curfew on several shelters, despite announcing in 2024 a new $53 million taxpayer funded program that will hand out prepaid cards to the city's illegal immigrants. Crazy, crazy stuff. This is exactly why uh, Joe Biden sent the DOJ after Mayor Adams, because he wasn't playing ball. It's crazy, and because he wouldn't be a good little Democrat, a good Democrat. It's crazy. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this. Leave your comments down below. Like, share, and subscribe, and check out jjthepsychotherapist.com for the latest in news. Until next time, peace.